Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's 12 Days of Christmas. I'm so glad that you are joining us for this series. And if you've not listened to the other 12 Days of Christmas, please go ahead. Everything is listed in this playlist and listen from day one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and share it with those who you know will benefit. I appreciate you. Today's title is Forgiveness Won't Change Your Family. And I really want us to have this conversation about forgiveness, because oftentimes, and as we're in the Christian community here, what we're taught is if we just forgive, then everything will be okay. And as you're getting ready to go home, you may be home already, you may be making last minute plans to go home or what to do. And there might be so much riding on going home, so many conversations that you want to have, so many conversations that you're afraid that might happen. And so you might be worried about these things. You may have forgiven, and because you've forgiven and you've done a lot of work, you think that when you go, they're going to be different. But I want you to know that forgiveness won't change your family, right? Forgiveness won't change anyone. Forgiveness can influence somebody to make a decision to do some things differently. Your forgiveness could influence someone to think about their life, to think about what they're doing, to think about how they do it, and to start the hard work of change, because change takes work. You know that because you're here. You've perhaps been on your healing journey for years. You've made many changes. You've had to do a lot of hard work and made many changes. You've sat through difficult things. And so you know the hard work that change takes. And so though you may have forgiven what has been done to you, forgiveness don't necessarily change the perpetrator. So now what does that mean? If forgiveness won't change them, then what do I do? Then you have some options that are available to you. Because, say, for example, if it's sexual trauma and you've forgiven the perpetrator, but they haven't seen it necessary to change. They've not asked you for forgiveness. They've not asked for it because they've not allowed themselves to own and to become aware of their actions and what that means and what happens next. So they may not really need your forgiveness because at least they don't know that they've needed it, right? And so sometimes we forgive because we want to free ourselves. And that is really good because forgiveness frees us, right? Forgiveness is for us. It frees us. The perpetrator, the people who cause you harm, forgiveness won't necessarily change them. They have to become aware of what has happened, become aware of the patterns and behaviors that they have, become aware of the things that they do, and make a decision. So forgiveness won't do that. So you're going home, you're interacting with your family, you're going to do things. So what does that mean for you now? Forgiveness won't necessarily change them. What do I do? So number one is become aware of that and just be wise, I'm going to say. You know, the Bible says that we should be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Be wise. And if anybody lack wisdom, we can ask of God, who will give us liberally. He will give us wisdom. So ask for wisdom. So what does that mean? When I've forgiven, and we feel often that forgiveness means restoration, and it doesn't. You can forgive people and still not pull them into your inner circle because they've not demonstrated change over time in order for trust to be restored. So because you're forgiven somebody doesn't mean that you have to trust them and pull them back in, because they will come back with the same pattern, the same harm, and do the same thing, God forbid, right? So you can forgive, but you don't have to restore them to the positions that they had before. It's really important that you forgive and exercise wisdom, as I say before, to just notice the behavior, to see whether or not you're safe or anyone else is safe around this individual or these individuals, these people. And if you're assessing it and realize that I've forgiven them, but they have not seen it necessary to do anything different, that means I'm going to be at risk. I'm going to be vulnerable whenever I am around them. And it's important to be aware of that and to know that, because I promise you that if you don't and you experience more harm, then you're going to kick yourself. You're really going to be upset with yourself. So it's important to know that forgiveness won't change them. They have to see a problem with their behavior and make a decision to do something differently, to do something different. Okay, to engage with you different, to really enjoy the benefits of being forgiven. So remember, when you're forgiven, that forgiveness helps you, it frees you, it helps you not to live in a place of bitterness and anger. It helps you to not put your organs under pressure because you're unforgiven. It helps you, it frees you. Doesn't necessarily free the next person, because nothing we do can make the next person do anything. They have to make a decision. They have to make a decision. So everything, the onus is on them. The onus is on them to acknowledge, to take steps, and to create change in their own lives. Your forgiveness won't do it. So if you're going home, if you're going to interact with people, don't open yourself and expose yourself for more harm because you've told yourself that you're forgiven. Also open your eyes and look. The patterns won't lie. Patterns never lie. Okay. You might see that somebody's trying to break and to change a particular pattern, but believe what you see, right? Believe what you see. So here's an example. If somebody says to you, I'm coming at 2 p.m. every day, but they never come at 2 p.m. They come sometimes at 3, sometimes they don't come at all. They come the next day. Just be aware that you can forgive them for, being tardy, but that won't make them come on time. You might have to put some boundary in place to protect yourself. You might want to say, I really look forward to spending time with you, but if you keep doing it this way, then we won't be able to spend time together. I won't be able to come, right? Or we're going out and I expect you here at 11:30. Sometimes they turn up at 11:30, sometimes 10 past, sometimes whatever time. And then you are within your rights. One of the options that you have is to leave. And then maybe sometimes that's when they learn. So remember also that you can boundary yourself, because you can be aware that I've forgiven. I really want to see this person being different. I really want to see them change. But I realize that that's going to be a journey that only they can take, and I can't do it for them. I'm going to protect myself, right? I'm going to protect myself. I've forgiven them, but I'm going to protect myself from experiencing and exposing myself to future harm from them. Right? Hope that's been helpful. I'll see you on tomorrow's 12th day of Christmas.